There's this FNAF fan game called Fazbear Tomb, developed by Patrick Carsley under the name Merwin Fox, and they have developed a few games. I've seen this game floating around on GameJolt and through the silly thumbnails of those YouTubers made. And I thought if anybody had reviewed this game and to say there's none. So I decided to make it myself since there's definitely room for improvement and potential here. So starting off, just as almost any classic FNAF game, it starts off with a newspaper clipping that in a Freddy Fazbear pizza, there were missing children during their stay, and claims that the animatronics are hunted by the missing children, into which prompt to their closing. Almost immediately, it drops you in front of the restaurant with its bleak surrounding and dilapidated environment. A very unwelcoming sight indeed. It's a point-and-click section, so going into the restaurant, everything is pitch black as it gets. As you go to the entrance, you see the animatronics on stage. Just a bit of side note, but Bonnie looks like he's holding a Gibson ES345, but with just a slight difference, closely resembling the custom-made Back to the Future guitar, but not really, which honestly looks really weird for Bonnie having that guitar, but hey, I guess it looks good on him, I think. We go through the security room, sit down to begin the night shift, and of course, the usual phone call you get from the Knights.
Hello, Faz family. Welcome to your Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Security Training.
Let's start with the office. It has 3 doors. First one actually not being a door, but a open doorway behind you, and this is where Bonnie will appear. You'll have to feign death to make Bonnie go away, and for some reason this works. Even Bonnie's waiting and looking directly at you. Next to it is where Chica will arrive. You can shine the doorway to check if Chica's there, and if so, close the door shut, hold it until Chica leaves. And the last door is where Freddy will go. It's the same with FNAF 1 where you track Freddy's life 4 times, and once the last left plays, close the door, same thing with Chica. Although if you turn on your flashlight while the door is open, he will greet you and give a lovely hug. And lastly, the cameras. It's same old, but also this is where Foxy will be residing. Foxy will be at Cam 3, which is Pirate's Cove. Flash a light rapidly on him until he goes back to his first phase. And also there's no power management. So that's basically how it plays out in every sequential night. There's also in-between scenarios after each shift, and I'll make this section short as I can. First post-shift is parts and servers with Bonnie needing for inspecting. Disassembling him carefully until you uncover Bonnie's chest cavity and see a body inside. A text-to-speech, very slowed down, played representing as a victim speaking I assume. Second one was a 8-bit style minigame where you play as one of the victims following a yellow rabbit for a GIF. And all throughout when you reach the end for the GIF, and the yellow rabbit ambushes you. The third is a VHS-styled cutscene where the puppet appears and grants a victim a new life from their murderer. The fourth and last cutscene is where the victim wakes up in an animatronic suit. Practically the same cutscene as from FNAF 2, and that's for the in-between nights. The last night is where the yellow rabbit comes in and all the animatronics are deactivated, and it's essentially a you versus him thing. He only goes through either Chica's or Freddy's door. I don't know what's stopping him from going through Bonnie's doorway. Either way, you do this over and over until the night ends, and it shows a cutscene which the yellow rabbit comes in the office and go on to his monologue on killing the character you play as.
I found you at last. Did you really think you could hide? Did you really believe that you could cower away from me? I own you. I own this place. This is my kingdom, and I shall take you to my hell.
And while that was happening, the puppet comes down behind him and probably wounded him enough that the spring locks activate and did the job. That's basically the end of the game. There's a custom night which I didn't try, but searching up a video credits to Miku GM. After beating the night, a cutscene will play with Golden Freddy, and it unlocks the extras menu actually. It's cool, but it's a bit disappointing since I thought it will unlock a different ending. Let's break the gameplay down. So the gameplay is really repetitive. You do the same thing over and over, even in the fifth night, minus the Bonnie and Foxy mechanic from it. It's just a constant monotony of checking the cams, doors, and there are some familiar mechanics here and there from the original FNAF games. The nights for me go on way too long, probably the same time length as FNAF 1, I assume. And the AI moves immediately even the phone call is going. I don't know if that's intentional or not, because I know in the original games they still move even the phone call is going on, but still. My suggestion is, if you want for players to listen to the phone call for mechanics or lore wise, make the night pause until the phone call ends or the player mutes the phone. Some fan games, including this game, needs to apply this. It's hard to focus on what to do if the phone guy is telling you stuff while the animatronics attack you even before you start the night. It's really annoying. I know the original FNAF games do this, but that doesn't mean you need to copy it. Just because Scott Cawthon did that doesn't mean it's a good thing. May I add as well, some info dumping some fan games do on their phone call. Not every mechanic needs to be explained in one night, and it's supposed to be every individual night. Okay? I'm glad this game doesn't suffer from info dumping, but it still has this issue of the animatronics moving while the phone call is playing. But it's not that really big of a deal, just a nitpick. But then again, it's the issue with the gameplay loop. I'm no game developer whatsoever, but I think most will agree that it's missing some things. I suggest is having more variety on the mechanics. Think outside the box on what you can achieve for more than just closing the doors and flashing a light, or even having tasks as well probably. The redeeming qualities in my opinion are the visuals. It's somewhat appealing to me even it's the usual grungy setup to it. But with its style, I think it fits well with what's going for. It reminds me of old FNAF Defend the Office fan games from like 2015 where every model is really rudimentary and just has this uncanny look. But this has this mix with modern style in terms of environment. I do think the animatronics need some remodeling, especially the yellow rabbit. The yellow rabbit just looks a bit thick and a tad bit of that Garfield look. Probably just me, but just can't help looking at it that way. It's very goofy. The atmosphere of the game in my opinion is quite nice, and it immersed me a bit on my first playing with its sounds use. Definitely lifts up the game quite much. From the office ambience to just otherworldly sounds that occurs on the restaurant. Pretty creepy for sure. But also, please change the jump scare sound. There's a lot more better alternatives for the jump scare than the one the game has right now. It's so bad. I'm just gonna say it. It's really bad. I'm gonna play the jump scare sound, so volume warning, I guess. Yes.
You are the
I guess except for the yellow rabbit. Anywho, my bit of caveat on the story is you play as someone familiar with Freddy Fazbear Pizza or the company Fazbear Entertainment, probably seeking answers on what happened to the missing children. We don't even know why the character is there or for some reason doing this. And the phone call recordings coming from the past employees during the place was still open. The first call starts off with a message from a phone guy getting you started on what to do, teaching you basically the mechanics of each animatronic, except for Freddy's mechanic, which was talked about on the second night from a previous night guard on the restaurant.
I'm a nighttime security guard at Freddy's. Freddy, right? The main guy, the bear. They don't really tell you. To put yourself against him. He's a tricky one. Do not shine your flashlight on him. He will kill you. I mean, he will kill you. What you gotta do, you gotta listen. possibly can.
And switches back to the phone guy on the following night. I know I'm reading too deep into this, but I'm just curious on how the employees know or discover how to fend off from each animatronic. Moving on, the fifth night, not sure if it was coming from the phone or in the building, but it was lo and behold William Afton, and only saying a single sentence. I'm going to assume the character you play as is Michael Afton by how William speaks to them during the ending. I mean, that will be the most logical sense at least. If not, maybe the other way around, you know, where Michael is the Springo in this universe. Or it could be Henry you're playing as. It could be Movie Vanessa. But who knows? I'm sorry, that was off script. Either way, my conclusion is this game is by no means perfect. But it's evident that Maroon Fox made this out of pure passion and took the time to make this. And it's really decent for what it is. Again, it's free, like most fan games are. Purely made out of passion, and that's what I love and really support about these things. But not all free is good. I made this review to give at least constructive criticism, since I think Maroon Fox can definitely improve on his developing skills in their games in the future. And nobody has made a review on it, so in short, I just want to give a feedback to them. That's all the video has to offer on this random review. I'll probably do more reviews, but no promises though. You can support me on Patreon, but you don't need to if you cannot. A better alternative is liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps me a lot. Anywho, check out the game for yourself and give it a try. Thanks for watching and stick around for more.